So we're out just filming some trees today. As you can see, the beautiful fall colors are starting to come in Oklahoma. Let's see if we can see these over here. Really starting to show up. We got about another week or so, and all these beautiful colors will be gone. So I'm going to try to film a little bit as I go along here. The light's absolutely terrible. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so not the best time to do it, but this is the time I had. And just trying to cure a little gas. As you know, the best cure for gas is to get out and use the gear you have. In my opinion, that's the best way to cure gas. And that's what we're doing right here at the ZV-1. And just kind of messing around a little bit because I didn't want to go back to work. I had an audit this morning from the state and really don't want to go back after that. We were up in Manhattan, Kansas this weekend, and I mean, it was peak autumn colors. Everything was so beautiful up there. All I really wanted to do was just film trees all weekend, but had to do other things instead. But man, it was, never been to Manhattan, Kansas. It's a beautiful, beautiful place for sure. Look at this tree here, see if we can get some good light on it. Filming today again with the ZV-1 and have the 11mm 1.8 APS-C lens on it for whatever reason. Just decided, you know, I'm going to try this lens out today, and we're going to see what we think. The stabilization is on dynamic active, and what's kind of spurred this is I was watching a YouTube video, and I have both of these in my arsenal, but never really put the two together for whatever reason. And this guy's video, I mean, it was crazy stable. So I just wanted to kind of try it out and get out here and just do a little bit of filming as I go along. We're kind of making our way over here to this tree, and it is by far the most beautiful tree on this whole property. So is there any vignetting? I think I see some vignetting going on, but I can't really tell. And from what I've seen, the vignetting comes more from the ND filter that I have on there. When I take the ND filter off, it kind of goes away. But just how bad is it? I don't know. We'll have to see, because I really can't make a whole lot off on the screen. As many know, the screen on Sony cameras is legendary bad, but it's these oak trees this time of year. They got red, orange, green, everything going all at once. So pretty. And this tree over here is the one I was talking about. It's just the prettiest on the property. I mean, look at that. I mean, it's like bright fire red. That is so unbelievable. I put this in a video before. It's just so pretty. You just have to come over and film it. I mean, look at that thing. How pretty is that? Oh my gosh. See, you got this bright fire red out here, and then you get it underneath here a little bit, and you have this green turn into red, and you have darker greens all at once. So pretty. See all the reds and greens. See how pretty it is? It's just unbelievable. And sometimes you're driving down this road over here. There's a road, dirt road, and these kind of bushes are in there, and the sun hits it just right. And I mean, it just looks like they're on fire. I mean, it's so crazy. So beautiful this time of year. And you might be asking yourself, what happened to the, I probably should have used a 20mm today, but I can see vignetting going on, but I really don't care. So we're just doing what we do. You might be asking yourself what happened to the Panasonic S9. And there's a couple of things with that camera that I want to talk about real quick. The main thing about the Panasonic S9 that was just a deal breaker for me is it's supposed to be a photo, video, kind of travel hybrid camera, which in theory is great, but the no mechanical shutter thing just kind of ruined it for me. Like when you're out traveling or you're just, taking random pictures, you can't control what kind of lighting situation you're going to be under. LED lights or incandescent lights or out in the natural sun or wherever. You just can't control any of that. And, not to get banding in your photos when you have LED lights present, that was just too big of a deal breaker for me. That's kind of why I sent it back, but there was one other huge thing about the camera that, I was like, yeah, I got to send it back. And that for me was when I started kind of tallying up how much I had invested in the S9, it just didn't make a whole lot of sense. Like at the end, I had $3,000 or more tied up in the S9. I had the S9, had that little kit lens, 18-40, had the 24 millimeter f2 Sigma lens, and then I purchased the 51-8 from Panasonic. And all that was roughly $3,000, and I just couldn't justify spending that much money on that camera. It's just not a $3,000 camera because I had to buy everything from scratch. Now, if you're already in the Panasonic ecosystem, you have the S5, S5 IIX, and you just want a smaller camera to kind of complement those, it would be a great camera for that. But for me, as a camera getting into the system, it's just a little bit too much to ask. I think eventually they'll lower the camera price. You put that camera with the kit lens around $1,100, and you got a winner there for sure, and a very compelling offer. And I think eventually they'll get down there. Probably after Christmas they'll lower the price, if I was guessing. Panasonic's always good about doing that. So that's kind of where I look for that. I think $1,100 would be a great buy. But as it is, $1,500 that little kit lens, that's just a little bit too much for me, too big of an ask. And then, as soon as I bought it, I was looking for other lenses to go along with it. And I was purchasing lenses that I already had for Sony. And now I'm double buying lenses, double buying batteries, double buying everything. It just didn't make any sense. So that's the main reason I sent it back. And as for me personally, I'm kind of in a transition period as far as all this photo and video stuff goes. Like I got into it to film my daughters and photo my daughters as they kind of progress through high school. I have about 6 to 8 months of that left. Like my youngest one will be graduating here in just a few months in, April, May of next year. So it kind of leaves me in this kind of a weird spot where I'm, transitioning or thinking about the future. What gear am I going to need going forward? I mean, I don't think I'll need all this full frame, humongous stuff to just, document whatever I'm doing in my stupid little YouTube channel or, whatever I have going on, my travels and all that type of stuff. I don't think I want to need this humongous camera. So I'm kind of contemplating either just selling everything, after she graduates, and I know for sure that I'm kind of done with that time of my life, which is kind of sad. Or I've been thinking more and more about just kind of starting my own photography business in the sports genre. It's something that really interests me. I don't know how hard it'll be to get into, how long it would take to be profitable, but it'd be kind of a nice little side hustle for me, keep me kind of going and interested and active as, when my daughter graduates. Because when they graduate and they're gone, even though they'll probably be in the same towns we live in now, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm not really looking forward to it. But I'll have a lot of free times on my hand. I'll be an empty nester, I guess is what they call it. So I'm thinking to myself, what could be kind of fun is to just kind of start a little side hustle, a little side gig, maybe make enough money just to kind of keep it interesting. And I don't know, something I'm thinking about. But the one thing that I've really enjoyed is doing sports photography with, with my daughter's, high school pom squad, but maybe I can expand that to, football, basketball, volleyball, all those type of things. So just something that I'm thinking about as we move forward here in the next few months, but things are changing for me, and that's kind of sad and weird. Man, I'm guessing by now everybody saw the Sony A1 Mark II drop. What a camera that thing is. Holy moly. Can you imagine? I wish I could afford that thing. I'm not gonna even sit here and lie to you. A7R5 has been a great camera for me. I just can't imagine anything better than that, really. I wish that it had 15 frames per second instead of 10, which, Sony needs to develop something somewhere in between 10 and 30. I mean, that's just not fair to do, if you ask me, to its users. It's either you have to pay $2,500 to $4,000 to get 10. To get anything over that, it's $5,000. That is nuts. That is nuts. But otherwise, that camera looks spectacular. I know there's a lot of people complaining online about this and don't have that and blah blah blah, all this and that, but I guarantee you, if I could make $1 selling any kind of photos, I would have that camera. There's no doubt about it. But I think Gerald's Undone's video had the best perspective about the camera. Like, yeah, it's great. It has everything, blah, blah, blah. But, the last flagship camera, that regular A1, they just totally ignored after its launch. Now, I know hardware, they couldn't update it, blah, 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 but they did that camera hard, and they did the A7S3 hard. I mean, terrible. People who bought those cameras, and I had the A7S3 and felt that I got gypped. It's kind of hard to plunk down a big chunk of money when you think that Sony might not hold up their end of the bargain, if you look at it that way. Another way to look at it is, hey, the camera was great when it released. You got what you paid for, and that's all you deserve. But I don't know, man. You start looking at flagship photo camera, flagship video cameras. They should keep those updated, as best as possible. Even like the A7R5, it's like, yo, how come we don't have the LUT support for the A7R5? It's in the A7R, CR, the A7C2. It's in pretty much every camera. How come it's not in the A7R yet? That camera was way more expensive than either one of those cameras. And it has the AI chip, so there should be no hardware limitations. So where's the update? That's kind of shady, if you ask me. Rope swing broke. You know how many senior pictures I've seen taken right here on this rope swing? About a bazillion. Anyway, that'll about do it for me today. Just yapping about cameras and kind of messing around and trying to document some of these beautiful fall colors before they disappear, which will be here in just a couple of weeks. But I just love the fall time of year. Man, it seemed like summer held on forever. Anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like for a small creator. If you want to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Oh, and if you guys hadn't seen my last video about the Manhattan Light and Art Institute, highly recommend you check that out. It is unbelievable. Unbelievable.